situation going on in the enclave. We stay in the region now, though, and a series of Israeli airstrikes have hit Beirut's southern suburbs. This comes after the IDF said it would target underground Hezbollah drone factories. Plumes of smoke were seen billowing from the Lebanese capital shortly after huge numbers of people had fled the area, clogging the roads with traffic. As per a Lebanese news agency, nearly a dozen strikes were launched, including 2 which were very violent. Following the renewed attack, Lebanon's leaders accused Israel of a flagrant ceasefire violation by launching strikes against Hezbollah in southern Beirut. Prime Minister Nawaf Salam also issued a statement condemning the strikes, which came despite a November 27th ceasefire that sought to end more than a year of hostilities with the Iran-backed Hezbollah group. We head to Europe now. Russia has launched drones and ballistic missiles at multiple targets across Ukraine. As per reports, residential areas of the capital have been hit and at least 4 people have been killed in Kyiv. The head of Kyiv City Military Administration, Tymur Tukashenko, has accused Russia of hitting residential areas, saying a high-rise building, the Solomyansky district of Kyiv, was damaged in the attack. The Russian missile attack on Ukraine comes days after Ukraine's security service launched a series of daring large-scale drone attacks deep inside Russia, striking airfields and hitting multiple military aircraft, including some of its prized nuclear-capable heavy bomber aircraft. Meanwhile, North Korean leader Kim Jong-un vowed to unconditionally support Russia in its war in Ukraine and said he expected Moscow to emerge victorious. Moving on now, US President Donald Trump described his first phone call with Chinese leader Xi Jinping since returning to office as very positive. He announced that both countries will conduct trade talks to address issues related to tariffs and the global supply of rare earth minerals. Trump said on his social media platform that their respective teams will meet soon at a location to be determined, and that the call lasted an hour and a half. The United States will have Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick, and US Trade Representative Jameson Greer represent it in the negotiations. Trump, who began his second term in January, said Xi Jinping invited him and First Lady Melania Trump to China, and that he invited Xi to visit the United States. The Chinese Foreign Ministry confirmed that Trump initiated the call between the leaders. The ministry stated that Xi requested the removal of certain US measures against China. It also noted that Trump said the US welcomes Chinese students studying in America, despite the administration planning to revoke some student visas. Well, after that information we gave you relating to North Korea's support to Russia, the United States is raising the alarm as Russia and North Korea deepen their military ties. Washington has called for an immediate end to Pyongyang's support for Moscow's war in Ukraine. The warning comes after North Korean leader Kim Jong-un pledged unconditional support to Russia in its offensive against Ukraine. State Department spokesman Tommy Pigott said North Korea's deployment of troops to Russia and any support it receives in return from Moscow must stop immediately. Let's have a listen in.
Third countries like North Korea that have perpetrated the Russia-Ukraine war bear responsibility. We continue to be concerned about North Korea's direct involvement in the war, North Korea's military deployment to Russia, and any support provided by the Russian Federation to the DPRK in return.
Well, Kim Jong-un made the pledge during a meeting with top Russian security official Sergei Shoigu. North Korea has become a key ally for Moscow, sending troops and supplying weapons to aid Russia's offensive in the Kursk border region. Heading back to North America, US President Donald Trump and German Chancellor Friedrich Merz have held a friendly meeting at the White House discussing Ukraine, trade and military presence. Trump referred to Merz as a good representative of Germany and called him difficult, noting it as a compliment. He confirmed that US troops would remain in Germany and acknowledged Berlin's intention to increase defence spending. Here is what Trump had to say about defence spending.
I don't know. I mean, I haven't discussed it very much. I know that you're spending more money on defense now.
Yes.
And quite a bit more money, and that's a positive thing.
Merz called the Nord Stream 2 pipeline from Russia to Germany a mistake and emphasised Germany's readiness to strengthen ties with the United States. Merz also shared his thoughts on applying pressure to Russia. Let's hear what he had to say.
America is again in a very strong position to do something on this war and ending this war. So let's talk about what we can do jointly, and we are ready to do what we can. And you know that we gave support to Ukraine, and that we are looking for more pressure on Russia. The European Union did. And
following his discussion with Trump at the White House, here is what Merz had to say to reporters.
Mitbekommen, ich habe das sehr klar und sehr deutlich gesagt. Das liegt jetzt ganz besonders in der Hand der amerikanischen Regierung, in der Hand des amerikanischen Präsidenten, dazu beizutragen, dass dieser Krieg beendet wird.
Well, the two leaders plan to meet again this month at the Group of Seven summit in Canada and at a NATO meeting where defence spending remains a key topic. Well, that's all we have time for. We will continue